According to a new Gallup poll, wealthy religious Americans report the highest charitable giving and volunteering. Of course, this is self-reported, so they could be better fibbers than givers. I tried to write off some charity work last year, but technically those teens weren't really asking for help. But that's the problem with charity. Who do you trust and who's better at it? It's a war between the private choices of the individual and those who know better in the government. One embraces charity, the other coercion. I accept safety nets, I get it, but the argument for redistribution is based on brandishing you as selfish. This erroneous notion of greed persists, however, because the media is lazy and most charity is private. Evil, rich, God-fearing freaks like Mitt Romney, they don't brag, unlike the boastful bureaucrat who claims he can roll back the oceans when he can't even roll out a website. That's the difference between charity and government. One works, the other shirks. Government can feel great spending your money because the burden's not on their wallets, so no metrics apply. It's why taxpayers have spent $14,000 for each Obamacare enrollee so far. It's horrifying, but ironic. Who knew that the God-fearing one percenters are way better at spreading the wealth than any community organizer?
What exactly did you do for teens to get it to charitable state?
You know what the problem is?
What?
Sven and Lars, they have to file the 501c3 and then...
Yes, and they can't even speak English.
I want Greg to answer that question. What was the charity work you were doing with teens?
I like to help people in need, Bob.
Okay,
often I drive around in a van and volunteer whatever I can.
You pick up wayward teenagers?
Yes, I do. Oh, they're over 18. Andrew, this survey, get back on topic here. The survey was done by Gallup to mark the anniversary of Sandy Hook. They found that 65% of respondents volunteer their time and 83% donate money. That's pretty high. Surprising to you?
Yes. And actually, it's not surprising. The New York Times actually reported last year that 91% of Americans have more faith in nonprofits than they do the federal government. And even though we pay, according to them, not as much as other countries in taxes, we are the most benevolent country in the nation. You know, the thing about the Jane Fonda charity that didn't pay very much to charity, it's not surprising. When you look at the charitable donations of the Bidens, for example, $369, a paltry $369, government is their charity. They want us to give money to government, to your point, so they don't have to.
Dana, my charity, as you know, are waitresses and bartenders all throughout my neighborhood.
And very generous.
I am very generous. They found, however, that religious charities are on the decline. Is that because religion in general is waning?
Yeah, possibly, although I think it'll be interesting to see if the Pope changes that.
Yeah.
Because he is bringing a renewed focus, I think, to the purpose of Christian love. Philanthropy is now an entire industry. Yeah. There are actually consultants who will help you figure out what are the best charities to donate to. We are very generous, and I think private sector or nonprofits do a lot better than government because they can actually touch someone's heart rather than just giving them a handout.
One of the most charitable givers I know is sitting right here, and the fact is that his summer house, which we've never been invited to, was saved by a government dune that was put in front of it.
The Girl Scouts.
The government took the dune and to get the Girl Scouts. Yeah, well, they could have done it without the dune being put in by the government.
Well, I don't understand.
Anyway, you were watching the Girl Scouts. I was watching the government with sand.
What is he talking about?
No pound sand. He saved his house, which we haven't been invited to. Did I say that?
So then he's
Do you
not
want to
that
respond,
charitable.
Eric, or shall I move on?
Let's move on.
All right.